What is up, guys? So in today's video, it's going to be an unscripted video. We're just going to talk about basically what I posted on my community tab on the YouTube channel, and it's Warner Brothers Discovery is finally wanting to revamp the DC movie universe and get their own kind of president style Kevin Feige like Marvel Studios, and actually have DC be its own studio as well, separate from Warner Brothers Discovery, while Warner Brothers is still in charge of what is mainly going on there. Now, I want to give you guys some ideas, basically four ideas of what they could actually do, and I think that would work the best. Now, this is all good things that David Zaslav is saying, but whether or not this actually takes action, only time will tell. But today, or whenever this article was announced, it's a good day for DC fans. It really is. And they're going in the good direction as of that day. We have to see what happens. We know we got some leaked footage or leaked costume test of Michael Keaton's new Batman suit for the Batgirl film, and I'm assuming the Flash, which looks pretty dope as well. But what are they gonna do with this whole universe? Now, I actually saw one of the people that I follow on Twitter, DC Lord, posted a chart that I don't know if it's confirmed or rumored, but it's something that could actually work well. And the chart basically says, in the first box, you have the DC Extended Universe. It's kind of like Marvel's universe. But one of the things that the article of Variety said is that they want to have films like the Batman and Joker, films that are separate from its own from a shared cinematic universe, which I love. That's awesome. One-shot movies giving directors a whole complete vision. That's what I like to hear. But this, like I was going back to this chart had basically the DCU, then you had the Batman universe, which is the Matt Reeves universe, then you have DC Black Label, where it's considered Joker, like those one-off films that won't be branched into a trilogy or anything like that, just one-offs. And then the fourth one, of course, was the Snyderverse. And I really do think that this is actually the smartest and incredible most idea. Now, like I said, you don't have to have the Snyderverse in theaters. You can put it all on HBO Max. I really think they should do something with their subscription for HBO Max. They should really revamp it too as well. I don't like the day release. I never was a big fan of that. I mean, it's cool. It does get me, like, because I'm lazy sometimes to go see a movie in theaters, and like Matrix Resurrections, I could watch it at home. That's cool, but I like going to see a film in theaters. I do. So as long as they don't pull any of that garbage anymore, I mean, with the Batman coming out on Monday, that bothers me a little bit too. I'm excited to watch it again, but it bothers me. It's like I would go to the theaters one more time before it comes out in May on 4K, but I don't know. That's whatever that is. Hopefully they branch off and do something different on their streaming platform for HBO Max, and hopefully they call it something different, like Warner Max or Warner Brothers Discovery Max, something different instead of the HBO name. I think that'd be a lot better. But sidetracking that, what do I think that Warner Brothers Discovery should do? If they get a head president like Kevin Feige, right, that would be awesome. Is there someone out there? Of course there is, but you guys are gonna have to realize that whoever they choose as their person, I remember, I think Emma Watts, was it Emma Watts that was in the talk for being that leader over at DC for in control of all these films and turned it down overall. That's the thing. You have to find the right person to do this, but you're never gonna find a Kevin Feige scenario. You can find someone like him, and I do think that you can find someone like him that could be even better eventually over time. But what DC has got to realize, and Warner Brothers Discovery, and I trust David Zaslav because he is a good guy. I think he realizes that, listen, we've been comparing each other to Marvel, which everybody compares Marvel films to DC films, and you lie if you don't. And one of the things that I think that would work the best is having someone who is in control of, and that's not ran by the committee, which how Warner Brothers has been doing it, but have someone like Feige over at DC managing all these films. They wanted to do Jeff Johns, but he is a comic book writer and not a film guy. And Kevin Feige, everybody knows he's fucking one of the all-time greats. He's going to go down as one of the all-time greats from what he's done for 22 films over at Marvel and all of the experience he had working with all these other filmmakers. It's crazy. But that's what goes in my next point. You want to have a president or someone like that over at the new DC film branch. Okay, but people got to realize that whoever they get, it's not going to be overnight change. They're going to have problems. They're going to stumble. They're going to fall. But they will get there. And that's why I have faith in David Zaslav and what his proposal for DC is. He likes He likes what they're doing with the Batman. He likes Joker. He likes the whole universe. I thank God he said something about Superman. I want my Superman back. Whether it's Henry or anybody, I really think that Zaslav sees where money is getting made in the Snyderverse on HBO, so maybe we get Henry back. I think we will. But overall, the thing is, I look at it this way. I look at this is a good proposal to start off with. Whether he keeps to his gun, I think he will. He's done a lot of this shit over at Discovery and it's worked. He worked on small things, and like they say, when you do something small, it'll work bigger in the end. So I think for the most part, this is a good idea, but does this mean restore the Snyderverse right away? Is the Snyderverse getting restored? No, guys. It doesn't mean that yet, but it means that our chances are more likely than they have ever been. But I'll tell you guys right now, this is one of the things, right when I read that Variety article, I'm like, I need to keep the Matt Reeves universe. Like, I want that to stay. And that's one of the most important things is let's have the DCEU, and I hope it gets revamped. I'm excited for Batgirl. I'm excited to see Keaton back as Batman. I really am. But revamp the whole DCEU. We could reboot the whole DCEU. There's so many options, but if you ask me right now, what do you do? Do you continue with the DCEU? Do you continue with the people that you have in the DCEU with the Snyderverse on the side, or do you reboot the DCEU? I have a better idea. And hear me out, guys. This is what I think. You keep the Snyderverse. All right, so you got Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League, and so forth, whatever else Zack wants to do, okay? All those people over there, you got L, you have Jason, and those films like Aquaman and Wonder Woman would stay, in my mind, over that banner of the Snyderverse. The DCU, I think you could soft reboot it. And that's what I think would be the better idea. Rebirth would be the best idea to do with, if you want to make a cinematic universe and you want to do it the right way and not have any baggage with whatever you guys think with Zack's work in that, keep Zack separate and then build your DCEU up from the ground up again. That's what I think it needs, is a complete reboot. Start it off with Batman, or a different Batman, or start it off with Man of Steel. I always thought that it could start it off with a Justice League film, which would be pretty cool, and then see these characters break out. But overall, I think the best way is you have 4 spots. You have your DC Black Label, which will be Joker and any other one-off films with villains or anything like that. Okay, then you have your Matt Reeves universe, which is the Bat universe. You have all these Batman characters like Batman, Catwoman, Penguin, having all their shows, right? Then you have the Snyderverse, which we already know that's been going on. So that is all under there. Then you have the new brand, the DC Cinematic Universe, that's about to get kicked off with Batman. Different Batman, different actor. Listen, that's the problem that I think a lot of these studios have, is that they're scared that the audience won't accept it. And I think that the audiences are getting introduced to the DC multiverse, and I don't see why they couldn't do it. And I feel like the audience really would be okay. We've already seen 3 Spider-Man on fucking screen. We're gonna see 2 Batman on screen in The Flash whenever that film comes out, if it even exists. But overall, that's what I want, is keep the Snyderverse, restore it, keep going with it, make a whole separate new DCEU, do those one-off films like Joker that I love, and keep the Matt Reeves universe. That's what I want. That's what I want, guys. Guys, let me know your thoughts below on the plan that should be for Warner Brothers Discovery for DC films. Do you guys agree with me, or do you guys not? I like the 4-chart example: Snyderverse, DCU rebooted, Matt Reeves universe, and the DC Black Label. Guys, let me know your thoughts below. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.